Is it possible in our relationship with each other, man, woman, boy and girl, and all the rest of it, can we live in a relationship in which there is no shadow of conflict? Or getting tired? Can go on. To understand that, we have to examine actually what our relationships are. Actually, not what we think should be, the actual fact of our relationship with another, whether it be a man or woman, man and man, and so on. What's our relationship? We cannot possibly exist by ourselves. One may go to a monastery or go off to some Asiatic country, including India, and disappear into the mountains in search of some truth or some guru, or all that nonsense. One cannot live on earth without a relationship. Relationship is the most important thing in life. And in that relationship, there's conflict. Marriage or no marriage, divorce or no divorce, is the whole thing. And in that relationship, what is actually taking place? Apart from sexual demands of each other, are we using each other? Exploiting each other? Trying to fulfill our own desires, our own urges in each other? And what is the relationship of this conflict with love? In relationship, can the two exist together? Can jealousy, antagonism, each one pursuing his own way, each one pursuing his ambitions, his fulfillments, his urges, and sexually meeting and having children, but the conflict goes on. And in relationship, can there be an end to all this? So, what's the cause of this conflict in relationship? Is it desire? Is it the obsession of possessing each other, depending on each other? I can't live without him or her. And so this dependence implies possession, possessiveness. And when there is possessiveness, there's weakness. Right? Right. Is the speaker telling a fairy story? Or Is he describing or stating facts? And those facts are, there is no love. We may talk about love. Oh, I love her so much. You know all that business very well. And in that, there is dependence, attachment, fear, antagonism, gradually jealousy, you follow? The whole machinery of human relationship, with all its agony, fear, loss, gain, despair, depression, you know all this. Don't you know all this? How extraordinarily silent you are when it comes to actual facts. And how can all this end? So that we have real relationship with each other, between man and woman. Is it knowledge of each other? Do look at it, please consider it. I know my wife. Which is what? When you say, I know her, she's my wife, what does that mean? Or is my girlfriend, or whatever it is. Actually, is it all the pleasure, the pain, the anxiety, the jealousy, the struggle, with occasional flashes of tenderness? Is all that part of love? Is attachment love? So I'm asking these questions, go into it, find out, sir. One is attached to one's wife. Tremendous attachment. What is implied in that attachment? One cannot stand by oneself. Therefore, I must depend on somebody, whether it's a husband or some psychiatrist or some, guru and all that. Come around. Where there's attachment, there's fear of loss. Where there is attachment, there is a sense of deep possessiveness. And therefore, it breeds fear. You know all this. So can we look at the fact of our relationship and discover for ourselves the place of thought in relationship? As we said, thought is limited, which is a fact. And if in our relationship thought plays a prominent factor, then in that relationship, that factor is limiting. So our relationship with each other is limited, and therefore inevitably must breed conflict.